This is Amber Dean, and I'm going to be providing an overview for the iTech 7430 lesson plan. So in this lesson, it is designed for a chemistry class, and it will be on electron configuration. These are the standards that will be addressed throughout this lesson. In order to meet these standards, there will be several activities and assignments that students will be engaged in that will be creating an authentic learning experience for all. The first activity will be a Gizmo simulation and student exploration guide in electron configuration. This will be an inquiry-based approach where students will inquire about the fundamentals of electron configuration. The next activity and assignment is the atomic model and orbital notation illustration. Students will also engage in a small group Edpuzzle video, and the formative assessment will be in a CER presentation. The electron configuration simulation on Gizmos looks like this. Students will be able to manipulate the electrons. They can decide their own element. So let's say, for example, they decide calcium. They can go to the electron configuration tab, and it gives them several different visuals to look from. So they can add in on the orbital notation, they can add in the electrons, and as they do that, it will show them on the Bohr model where the electrons are at. And in the energy level, it will also provide them with the electron configuration at the bottom, and then they can even check to see what they need to do to show improvement. Students will also take what they've learned from the simulation and student exploration, and they will be assigned an element based upon their learning level. In this element, they will show the correct atomic model on Microsoft Word using the pen tool, and they will give the electron configuration. So they're able to draw in, they can decide the color they want, they can draw in the electrons, and they can show the orbital notation for that. This activity will be assessed using the following rubric. In this rubric, there are 25 points total for having the correct atomic model, using the correct number of electrons, and the correct energy levels on their assigned model. The other 25 points, this will be out of a total of 50. The other 25 points will be having the correct number of arrows indicating the electrons, and in the correct spin, the up spin and down spin, and making sure that they have satisfied all the principles for the orbital notation. After students engage in the Edpuzzle video in small groups and analyze and evaluate more atomic models and configurations, they will be completing their formative assessment. This assessment is a CER. The students can decide their own platform to use as their presentation, such as Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Google Slide, Adobe Spark, or any other various digital tool they would like. They will be constructing an argument answering the following question. How can the periodic table be used to determine the element's electron configuration? The following rubric will be used to assess this formative assessment. In this assessment, students will be collecting data from the various activities that they have done. And the main component of this rubric is having the claim, the evidence from those various activities, and then the reasoning tying in the evidence to the claim. While this lesson has not yet been implemented, there are suggestions for success. It is very important that students have received training prior to this lesson in order to be most beneficial for all students. It's important that students know how to navigate through Gizmos and creating an account for their specific class. It is also important that the scaffolding is present in the student exploration. It is designed to be challenging because of the inquiry-based approach. So some students may need more structure and guidance in that template. As well as scaffolding the learning and making sure that students know how to navigate through Gizmos. It's also important that students know in that navigation where external tools can be found. This will definitely help struggling learners. And it's important that they know that they have access to vocabulary sheet throughout the entire lesson, which could be encouraged. Looks like this. It could be encouraged to use even during their formative assessment at the end of the lesson. So this breaks down every key concept and vocabulary term that is used throughout this lesson. I believe that the components of this lesson provide an authentic learning experience for all students through the interactive simulations, the atomic models, the Edpuzzles, and the option of choosing platforms in the formative assessment of the CER.